Got a question for the group. Why do you keep making me watch films that, like, make me cry? A silent voice. Oh my god, I've cried so much this weekend. I mean, I still loved it. Like, I loved the film. I did. But it's just so emotional. It's so emotional. Like, I needed, like, a hug after that. You know the kind of film where you watch it and you're like, I need a hug. Somebody hold me, please. Okay, let's get back on track. This film is about a boy called Shoya and a girl called Shouko. And rough context of the story is that when they were in elementary school, I believe that's like primary school, and he used to bully her because she was deaf, because she was the new girl, and his bullying was like extremely cruel, like breaking her hearing aids. He pulled them out of her ears once and made them bleed, like he'd push her in water, he'd be horrible to her, like just the most vile stuff. The most vile stuff to the point where she had to change schools because it was that horrific, the amount of bullying she got from him and other members of the class. So from the start of this film, she broke my heart because I have this weird love of like cute anime girls. Not like in a weird sexual way, I just want to love them and protect them. Like a mum. She was so cute. Shouko was like the cutest little thing. She's got in like my best bitches list, which is growing rapidly. She's with Hinata with how cute she is, and I'm like, I want to keep you safe. So you can imagine my feelings towards Shoya at the start of this film. I'm like, who is this? Who is this boy that is being so mean and so horrible to Shouko? And I'm like, I'm gonna fight somebody. I'm gonna fight somebody to protect my girl because she's cute. She doesn't deserve this. She's just trying to make friends. That every time she was like, you, me, friends, I was like, fuck dude, fuck, it's too much. I loved it. So I'm like hating this boy. I'm getting real mad at him. I don't like him. And then it's like, oh, he's the protagonist of this film. So I'm going, oh, well, I'm gonna hate you for the run, honey. I'm gonna hate you for the whole film. Like 20 minutes in, I loved him. I'm so weak-willed. I'm so weak-willed. My opinions change like that. I'm terribly easy to influence and manipulate. It's bad. It's real bad. Because what they do with him is they make him super unlikable, and then they like show him growing up and really trying and to make amends with people. He made all this money so he could give it to his mum because she gave money to Ko's family after everything he'd done to her, obviously for her hearing aids and all that stuff. He'd made loads of money and then was going to kill himself and couldn't do it. So he's trying to make amends and change his life. He's just trying to be a good boy, and he tries to learn sign language so he can talk to her. Don't. It's gonna make me cry again. It's gonna make me cry. Anyway, moving on from those two because I can't talk about them together anymore because it will make me cry. The thing they did with the exes in this film, I really liked that because he couldn't look people in the eyes, so every other character in his point of view had an X over their face, and I think it worked really well because when he did look in their face and connected with a person, the X would come off, or if he didn't like them again, the X would come back on, and it just felt like a really powerful bit of imagery just to show his feelings about people. And when there was a crowd of people around him and all those X's, it felt really claustrophobic, and you can imagine exactly what his anxiety feels like because he just wants to look down, he doesn't want to look at people, he feels himself ashamed because Shoya he bullied, and then when Shoya left, everybody turned on him for being such a terrible bully. So he just shut himself off from people and didn't want to talk to anyone and just didn't look in people's eyes. But I think this film did an incredible job because because there's quite a few in the cast, I would argue. You know, you have all of his friends, you have her family, you've got obviously the classmates from when they were children. So there's a lot of people to focus on, and you've got 2 hours, so it's a decent run, but it's not a massive amount of time to give everyone enough screen time to the point that you care about them. But I can't say there was a single person in this film where I was like, I don't care what you're doing. I genuinely cared, and I mean to the extent where some I was like, loved them and I wanted them to be safe, some I found really funny, some I hated. We can all guess what bitch I hated. I'm just gonna say Ferris wheel. And if I was an anime person in that film, I'd be throwing fists. I mean, I would say that like I've ever punched anybody, ever. I haven't, but I would learn to fight for Shouko. But her, We don't like her. She's a bad egg. She's just bad. Maybe like they'll do a silent voice too, and I'll then like her because they'll show me some sad backstory because I'm not easy to manipulate. But I just couldn't deal with her. She was the worst and made me angry. I'm not going to talk about her anymore because it makes me aggressive. I just want to bring up one scene that I really loved, and that was with Shoya's friend. I forget his name with the green hair. I loved him. I loved Shoya's friend so much. He was like such a fun little addition. And that scene where they're in, I believe it's the mall, the shopping centre, darling, the shopping centre. When they're there and they're having fries and he's telling him about what it means to be friends with people and he's pretending it's like a cigarette and he's doing like a mafioso voice. I loved that. That was so funny. That actually made me chuckle. He was such a fun little character, and I think he added a bit of lightness to a film that could have been argued to be too dark and too sad and too somber, and he just brought it up a bit, and he was just a really cute. And I wanted to keep it safe. I want to be your mum. I want to be everybody's mum now, that's the problem. Okay, so for that, one more thing that I loved about this film was Shoya's whole transformation from his mean childhood to being like mean horrible boy he was in his childhood to the strong caring man he became. That whole transition was just so nice to watch and so interesting to watch because every time he'd take 2 steps forward, you could see him psyching himself up to step back when he really didn't need to. He was doing super well, he was doing good, but he just was so hesitant and worried about being hated by everyone because of what he did. But you're like, no, honey, it's okay. I want you to do well. The scene at her flat on the night of the fireworks as well, like, can we just have a minute for how stressful that scene was, where you think one thing is going to happen, which is a terrible thing, and you don't want that to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and you think, whew, we can all sit and chill now, and then a terrible thing happens, and you have to cry, and people are concerned at why you're sobbing so loud, but it was too much. I loved it, but I wanted to cry. It hurt me. I loved it, but I was like, the whole scene, I'm going, oh no, oh, we're okay, oh no. It was like proper whiplash of emotions. I'm like, stress, chill, stress, oh no, stress, I'm crying. So good, but made me cry. So to round up, I really enjoyed the film. Shouko is going on the best bitches list. Shoya's a good boy, and with his little friend with the green hair, we love him. Cute little boys, we keep them safe, we want to be their mum. So this film has given me a lot of things that I will keep and treasure. I need to start making lists of things that I love and characters that I love. I'm such a nerd. I'm gonna die alone, but I'll die happy. So yeah, anyway, weird little side note. Rounding this off, I really enjoyed the film. I definitely would recommend it, but I have 2 hours and loads of tissues to cry with it. With it? Cry with it. I don't think that works. Cry at it? Just have loads of tissues to get ready to cry. But yeah, anyway, so it's a good film. I really liked it. Would definitely recommend. I gave it 8 out of 10. Because I think that the stuff, it was long, and certain things I feel like could have been trimmed out just to streamline it, but I get why it was there. I think it added those character moments, so maybe they were the reason why I cared for those characters so much. I'm very handsy today, not in a creepy way. So I just think it could have been streamlined a bit more, but Shouko, loved them. Keep them safe. Friend. You, me, friend. Yes? Deal? High five to the deal. I'm gonna go now. Go sleep. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again later. Goodbye. Ciao for now.